Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your reading. I'm going to be taking a bird's eye look at what may be on in your life for the rest of April. Also, welcome to Mercury retrograde. This is going to be incredibly important for you, being that you guys are ruled by Mercury. So good luck. On that note, I'm going to go ahead and get started. If this reading resonates with you, www.brattystarot.com is where it's at. If you want to speak to me face-to-face or one-on-one with a personalized Zoom call reading, or a pre-recorded reading. Okay, if this does not resonate, make sure that you're checking your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, and your Jupiter placement for a full picture of what may be going on. So let's go ahead and take a look. Two of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, the Chariot in reverse. I'm almost getting like the wind being knocked out of you metaphorically. The Nine of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the Six of Wands in reverse, and the Queen of Cups in reverse. It's not quite ending how it's beginning. I don't know why, but I wanted to pull one of these for some reason. It says activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. So you're starting out in some way now, and you may realize it's not going to end where it began. And usually it never does it? And so there's something about you, even though you may be going through a rough time, either now or in the near future, not anything to worry about. Okay, tarot's very dramatic. Chill out. Okay, I'm not saying anything awful is going to happen, but it's kind of asking you to trust where you're going. You have the Two of Cups for your energy for the next couple of weeks. Show me that Two of Cups. You have the Hermit in reverse, the Queen of Swords in reverse, and you have the Ten of Swords in reverse, Nine of Wands, and the Temperance. It's like you're still standing there. You're still standing on your own 2 feet, but you're kind of losing your patience. It's like, you know how they say, oh, God gives his toughest experiences to his strongest warriors. And you're like, okay, that's great. But like, I don't want to be a warrior anymore. It feels like that. And with that Two of Cups, the Hermit in reverse, the Queen of Swords in reverse, the Ten of Swords in reverse, I heard, I trusted you. All right, not to sound dramatic, but your emotions are getting inside of your brain, and your brain is dissecting them and twisting them and barricading them and manipulating them, and it's making you a little paranoid or concerned. There's something that you're still not over. This is something that has already passed since past. I don't think that this is going to happen. I think that this has already happened, and it was some form of ending that you never quite got over is what I'm getting. And it's really caused some like mental issues. Okay, for some of you, you have depression, or listen, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not diagnosing anybody, but just because I'm looking at the Hermit in reverse and the Queen of Swords in reverse, and then I'm looking at the Ten of Swords in reverse, the Queen of Swords, the Swords energy is mental energy, and the Hermit is Virgo energy, which is Mercury, and Mercury is in retrograde. So I feel like there's a lot of reminiscing about what was, but it's interesting because there's still a strong positive emotional attachment to this. And I feel like you're trying to make the highest level decisions based around what you've already been through. Because that Nine of Wands is showing me that it's at the bottom of the deck, but it's like, you still got a dog in the fight, but how much longer do you have to fight, kind of thing. Knight of Pentacles, the Four of Wands in reverse. It feels like something didn't work out on more of a romantic level. Something didn't work out in regards to a home thing, or, something that you felt like was very freeing. So it almost feels like you're just kind of pouring yourself into your work, or you're focused on your 3D reality, maybe taking things a little bit slower. For some of you, you kind of jumped the gun with something before. Seven of Swords in reverse, Four of Pentacles in reverse. You might be feeling guilty because you jumped the gun. Four of Pentacles in reverse. You may have felt like you went too fast with something. Like you jumped into something too fast and now you feel like Three of Swords because you have pain here. What's that Three of Swords? The Two of Pentacles. For some of you, you spent too much time in a very specific direction that really wasn't doing you any good. So, for instance, for some of you, you spent far too much time in some kind of relationship or in some kind of dynamic with another person. And it wasn't very grounding for you. It ended up causing you a lot of more mental stress than anything. And so, you're trying to come to terms with that. It seems like you're kind of taking your time, you're trying to work, you're trying to throw yourself in your work a little bit, but that pain is still sitting around there. I'm getting the movie The Cell in my mind. Not because I think you're going. I don't know if you've seen that with Jennifer Lopez. It's more of an older movie. I think it was like in the 90s. It's really good though. It's a horror movie. It's so good, but it was about like a lot of mental, like going inside of somebody's brain and seeing how up it was. And so I'm not saying that you're super fucked, but I mean, there's definitely something that you're trying to balance out. But for a lot of you, where you put too much time and energy into a person, there was something that kind of knocked you off your horse a little bit, or is knocking you off your horse, that's putting your life back into an alignment because there may have been too much of something happening in your life. So if you were in a relationship, for instance, and you were spending far too much time with that person, and then you weren't getting anything done, this had to happen, or that separation from this person or break or whatever it may be had to happen so you could get your life back in line. Strength in reverse, Page of Pentacles in reverse, because there may have been a lack of effort that you needed to put into other things, finances, making more important decisions, etc. So now you have the Chariot in reverse for the rest of April. Something about that Chariot energy. The Five of Wands. King of Wands in reverse, Ace of Swords in reverse. You could be learning that somebody doesn't really have your best interest at heart. You could feel like somebody is just straight up lying to you. Um, it feels like whatever this pain is has kind of put a halt on something that you're trying to go after. What's that Five of Wands? The Seven of Cups in reverse, because you see the reality of a situation and now you have to make a choice through the conflict. Like you have to put, it's a hard choice. It's like you have to put the other stuff aside and make a realistic decision. Like you have to make a choice in regards to something, and you have choices, but you don't know which direction that you need to go. Sorry, this is a little blurry. Oh my God. Okay, thanks. What's this choice? The King of Pentacles. This could be about yourself, or this could be about you seeing the reality of a person. This could also talk about you realizing that you can no longer chase that dream. Well, I don't want to say chase a dream, but there's something that you're needing to ground in reality. Okay. Whether you just need to be grounded yourself or you need to be more responsible when it comes to your finances or your day to day, your practical life, and put the other thing to the wayside. Or if it's that you're seeing the reality about it, about a person, there may be a choice that you're having a hard time making, and it could be because other people are getting involved, drama, conflict, etc. Be careful that someone isn't lying to you for their own gain. For some of you, you have there. Okay, this is just a side note. For some of you, there's a masculine figure in your life that is lying about how they felt about you because their feelings are hurt. Like, oh, like let's say you left somebody, for instance. Okay, they could be like, oh, whatever, I didn't love you anyway, or it's just because like their feelings are hurt. Of course, you could be doing that. Nine of Swords. Show me that Nine of Swords. The Ace of Pentacles. So you do have a choice to make, and there will be an opportunity that arises for you. This could be in regards to a relationship. This could be in regards to something like a choice that your family gives you. I don't know. Maybe they ask you to move in, or maybe they want to go in at a house with you. I don't know. It could be so many different things. But it seems like you're stressed over whatever this opportunity is. What is it? Strength card. It's the opportunity to resolve something that you've been holding on to for a really long time. It's the opportunity to finally move on from that thing that you feel like you've been chained to inside of your own mind. Nine of Swords, once again. And there's an opportunity for growth. There's an opportunity for you to finally get out of your head about something and allow it to make you stronger. You know, I find that when we care less about things, like even if it's our job, right? And I'm not telling you to not care about your job, right? But when I come on here, for instance, on YouTube, and I'm too concerned with what others think, or I'm too concerned with, oh, am I doing a good job? Like, does this make sense? I never do very well. And so sometimes you just need a big bucket of it. You know what I mean? Like just a bucket of it. Like who cares, you know? But this is an opportunity for you to really look at something and resolve it. You may realize that there was something very toxic or very messed up about a family situation, or about some kind of relationship that you were in, that you are in, etc. And this is an opportunity for you to become stronger and be able to have some kind of resolve. But it's been keeping you chained for a long time. The Eight of Pentacles. All right, I'm not taking all those. What about that Eight of Pentacles, please? By the way, shout out to Carmen. This is a Vikings deck. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Vikings. I mean, this isn't from the show, but anyway, nobody cares. Give me one more. So, oh, I just got like weird chills. You know, Gemini, it's really weird because I had a dream last night and I didn't understand it, right? But it was the apocalypse. Yes, I have very vivid dreams. My North Node is in Aries in the 12th house, and I tend to have very like warlike dreams, or very dark. Okay. And in my dream, it was the apocalypse. And there was this woman there, and she was having like problems, like, right, like health problems. And so there was a doctor there, yes, during the apocalypse. And somehow he was able to give this woman x-rays. And inside of her chest, it was only her chest that was made of stone, like something from like the Mayan temples, or it was just stone, like petrified is what it looked like. But there were maggots blooming from her stone chest. And with this Eight of Pentacles and the Four of Cups and the Devil card, remember how I told you, like, you're throwing yourself into work, or you're throwing yourself into practical things to distract yourself from other things. That can end up hardening you, and it'll catch up later. And the thing is that in that dream with that woman, who she had like, she had that stone chest, and all those maggots were blooming from it. And it makes me think of hardening yourself to a reality. You know, like we were in the apocalypse, hardening herself to a reality, hardening her heart from reality, because she didn't want to look at it. She didn't want to deal with it, right? And so I'm wondering if that's actually doing you more harm than good. And I definitely feel like it's something like that, because we have yeah, look, I do it. The Ace of Wands in reverse, the Four of Swords, and the Star in reverse. Now, the Four of Swords and the Star is all about healing oneself. And the reason why this is being delayed, Ace of Wands in reverse, is because you keep throwing yourself into something while you're still focused on something else. And it's going to come back to haunt you. it's like you're trying to turn your, and I was talking about, I was talking about, I was talking about when you don't care, things are easier, but like, is that always the best way? There is a process where you're needing to trust the journey, however. You have the Six of Wands in reverse. I heard the maggots are in bloom. And it's interesting because she still had life coming out of her stone chest, like her stone heart, her stone chest. And maggots kind of remind me of death, just because you always think, like when you think of maggots, you think of them coming out of like dead bodies and stuff like that. So I'm not trying to make this. Listen, my Venus and Pluto is conjunct in Scorpio. Okay, I'm a little dark. um, but there's still life being blooming from the stone chest. It's like, but what kind? I don't know. Six of Wands, the maggots are in bloom, is what I heard. Six of Wands in reverse, the Page of Wands, and the High Priestess. What's the High Priestess? The Moon in reverse. There's something that's happening here where you're trying to trust yourself a little bit more. You're letting go of some form of fear. You're not feeling like you need a pat on the back or any kind of validation. You're starting something new. What's that Page of Wands? The Seven of Swords, but you're keeping it to yourself. Yeah, Seven of Swords, High Priestess, Moon in reverse, clarifying the High Priestess. Whatever this is, you're keeping it to yourself. And you know what? I'm not even going to clarify it because I don't feel like it's for me to know, but you're trying to play it smart with something. It's not like you're trying to get away with something or anything weird, but you definitely are making moves where you're not letting anybody else know. And sometimes it's not for everybody else to know. You realize that you've been delaying your own healing, which has inevitably been delaying your own happiness. Queen of Cups in reverse is the bottom line for you. The Two of Wands, Two of Swords. Wow. For some of you, you're seeing 2-2 or 2-2-2. And the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. The Page of Pentacles, the Hierophant in reverse. There's definitely your heart on one side and your practical life on another side, and you're standing on the fence. You're standing on the fence between two of Wands, Two of Swords. What do I do? Throw myself into work, which sometimes isn't always that fulfilling. Throw myself into my emotions, which just isn't that fulfilling, where the stone and the maggots aren't fulfilling. Page of Pentacles, Hierophant in reverse, Ace of Wands. You are ready to venture out on something that's going to renew your faith in life, in your finances, in your heart space. Where stone turns to brittle and brawn, and you feel human again. I heard in the world, but not of it. I definitely feel like you're trying to balance with that Two of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, and the Two of Swords, 2-2-2. And hmm. You're finding something that makes you feel alive again, where the stone can be turned back to life and the maggots can die. Serious energy, bring harmony and balance. Like I said, you could get some news within the next couple of weeks. You could get some news within the next couple of weeks that brings you some form of balance in your life or reinstates your hope in humanity and your job and your love life and love in general or yourself. Then you got baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. You know, and you also got power places, trust where you're led. I feel like this is a push and pull with yourself, power struggle between you and yourself. And that is most likely what is causing the maggots in the stone, the maggots in bloom. Gemini, it was an absolute pleasure. If this reading resonated with you, make sure that you visit www.brattystarot.com. If you want to speak one-on-one with me, just make sure that you book a Zoom call with me, or you can book a pre-recorded reading. Also, I'm a creative writer, and if you look on my website under channeled messages, you can find that content there. You can also find that kind of content on my Instagram and or Twitter, and that information will be available on the screen. That information will be available on the screen. Make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment. I would love to hear from you, and please enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.